welcome guys to the RodReacts Show. So today we're coming with something a little different. We're in the Zoom room. Sounds a bit mad. Here.
Very mad.
So every few days, I'll be picking up two people, and we'll be expressing our thoughts on basketball, whether that's NBA, EuroLeague, UK.
I ain't got no thoughts on EuroLeague, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Not even 1 foot. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm sorry.
This is what we're here to change.
Even 1 foot, bro.
Oh, so I'm with two guests today, as you can see. First guy loves boiled egg, loves Kenke. We all know it. Introduce yourselves, man.
Well, you just said it. Apparently, I love boiled eggs and Kenke, but I'm Andre. Yeah, man, that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. I ain't got no accolades.
And obviously, at the bottom, we have the second best shooter here. I'm just going to put that out there.
Let's say the second best shooter.
Yeah, second best.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Cameron. What's going on?
Okay, guys. So obviously, we all know Andre's actually. What teams do you guys support? Actually, let them know the teams you support.
Go on, Cameron. Give it a first.
I'm a Clippers fan.
He's happy to say that now, isn't he?
No. Let me. No, because I'll speak volumes of facts. I was here before Blake got here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was rocking with the team from early when we were trash. Before Kawhi and PG obviously came to their senses and came to the best show in LA. Oh. But yeah, I'm a Clippers fan.
Okay. For my sins, I'm more of a player guy than a team guy, but I identify with the Philadelphia 76ers.
What does that mean?
No, because my two favorite players in the league play for that team.
Okay.
Ben Simmons,
the
greatest point guard in the league, and Joel Embiid. But shout out Philly, you know.
Oh my gosh! In the words of Tion Wayne, So before we do dive in, just want to ask you guys a question. Who are your top three favorite players to watch in the NBA?
All time or right now?
All time or right now. Or you can one from all time, one from right now, and then your third one.
I'll go first. All time, Carmelo Anthony. Okay. People sleep on Melo, innit? They only see him now when he was struggling to get into the league, and now he's like putting up 15 for Portland. But when Melo was at the Nuggets, Melo was killing. He straight up. He had some massive games. So I say Melo. Right now, I have to say Bron. I can't even lie. LeBron, like obviously all time, he's one of the greatest. In my opinion, he's the GOAT. But right now,
facts. Right
now, I can't think of many people that are more entertaining to watch than LeBron James. And then the third one, Shaq. Shaq was actually a lot of fun to watch. He used to kill guys, man. Like every single game, he would kill guys. It's very physical. So yeah.
Wait, so you did a couple, like two from now and then one from before, yeah? I'll kind of follow that same kind of vibe. From before, more YouTube things, obviously, because man ain't that old to be watching them and playing them. But I would say Shaq as well, man. That guy was a beast. And I don't think anyone played like Shaq, to be honest. When you really see him, I don't think anyone can play like him in terms of strength. And he's just a beast. Right now, Jimmy Butler is one of my favorite players to watch, man, right now. Definitely.
Really?
He's a very, very good. Yeah, definitely. Especially when he was at Sixers last year. Serious player. Plays with a lot of intensity. And Ben Simmons, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Ben Simmons is number 3. Hold on.
Best one to say.
No. Leave it to last. Ben Simmons is a unique guy, man. you just see him. I think it's funny as well, especially I know people like to talk about how he can't shoot and all that type of stuff, but the guy can. What he does very, very well, and you can't deny that, man. Defensively, beast. Passing, beast.
Yeah.
Getting to the rim, taking it to the rim, beast. So you can't hear my guy Ben Simmons, man.
I mean, you can't hear him on the court, innit?
We ain't gonna talk about it off the court. Listen.
We're not gonna talk about it because he's currently losing the biggest battle of his life.
Oh my goodness!
So we got you, Ben, in it. But on the subject of Ben Simmons, Sixers obviously this season have been bumpy. They've showed obviously glimpses of being good and a lot of being confused and bad. To us, like, I don't know what it is or what's going on. Obviously, they have so much potential, and I personally thought that they was going to end up taking a piece, but things haven't portrayed. A lot of people do go back and say, can Simmons and Embiid, whatever, can they exist? So my question is, can they coexist, and what would you do with the Sixers?
I think for me, it's been a disappointing season. Definitely disappointing season. I don't blame Simmons or Embiid. There's one person I have a massive issue with in Philadelphia. His name is Al Horford, but I don't think it's his fault.
You're blaming Al Horford?
It's his fault.
The problems that were in Philadelphia before he even got there.
No. I said this season. Don't talk about Brett Brown. It's not his fault. It's not Brett Brown. No, we're not talking about Brett Brown. It's not Brett Brown's fault. Al Horford, I feel like, is the problem in the team. And the thing is, he's not a bad player, but he's not a 4. He's not a 4. You can't play the 4. He's supposed to be a 5. And then you have essentially 3 players on the field who want to do the same, and on the court that want to do the same thing in Simmons, in Embiid, and Horford. So you got Horford, who is the least skilled, kind of playing. Like he's just not. There's not like you want to put a player like Pascal Siakam instead of Horford. That works. Now you got a good Philly team. You put a certified shooter at the 2. JJ Redick was perfect, but obviously it's not the case anymore. Do you know what I mean? And then you kind of got a team that can play around in Simmons and Embiid. Tobias Harris works. I think he's cool. He hasn't played that well, but I think them forced him to do things he ain't really supposed to do. He ain't just a spot shooter like JJ Redick or them type of guys, man. He's an actual scorer. He needs, he wants to attack the basket sometimes. He wants to do different things. So
he needs touches as well, man. He needs touches, and I feel like a lot of that time he's not getting the like for a guy like him, he needs the ball to get a rhythm going, and Philly don't give him a chance to get a rhythm because he's got Embiid and Simmons dominating the ball. Yeah,
I mean the major problem is Simmons, because Simmons is essentially useless when he hasn't got the ball. If we're really being honest, offensively he's useless when he ain't got the ball.
No, 100%.
He's unplayable. I ain't gonna lie that one. So you need Simmons to have the ball to do something, but he can pass the ball, man. He's a good playmaker as well. So I think for me, I just don't see the point of putting Horford in that team. I didn't really see the vision in that. At the time, I thought, oh wow, we got the biggest team, all defense. You ain't gonna put no buckets on Philly. But
and what happens? People dropping buckets. Buckets.
You know what? Yeah. I was watching a YouTube video and someone said, Al Horford was good. If he came on a cheat, it'd be a perfect thing. Because Embiid is going to be injured for some time. Yeah. And you've got a certified guy to start the 5. Yeah. You kind of got a guy to lead the second unit as well. But he's too expensive. His contract's too big to have him as a second player.
Let me tell you the best thing that happened to you guys about Al Horford, yeah? Al Horford used to kill Embiid in the playoffs every single year for Boston. Well. The best thing that you guys did by signing Al Horford is stop Boston having a guy that can stop your best player. So if you have to pay him $33 million a year to do that, so
will we play Boston this year? And then drop it. Hella freeze on us. What are you gonna say then? hella freeze are getting dropped. You have Batman sitting in the post. Hella freeze getting dropped.
It's raining down.
Raining down. Kemba free. Jason.
If we're being honest, yeah. If we're being honest, Al Horford is not the reason why the 70s are not achieving their full potential.
Go on.
The real reason that the 76ers are not achieving their full potential is because their coach is a bum. Their coach is a certified bum. I don't know where he picked this guy up from. What AAU team? Like, bro, he's a bum. Honestly, how can you have 2 All-Stars on your team and you guys haven't made significant strides in your game? You had Jimmy Butler last year as well. So you had legit 3 All-Stars and you
don't do that last year. There's not last year. Went out by a wonder shot.
Last year you did better than this year.
The season hasn't finished yet, bro. We can still win. We can still win the final.
We played 65 games. We played enough games. We played enough games.
No, hold on. You just said last year we did better than this year in the regular season. I'm not doubting that. Embiid has been off. Simmons has been off for a significant amount of time this season. You got to give it. That's a fair point. My thing is, we can still technically win the championship this year.
What?
You can't say we've done better than this year. Last year, the team...
You cannot technically win the championship this year.
Why?
Because Milwaukee will beat you. And they've proven they'll beat you. Because let me finish. Because they have a Ben Simmons that scores more points than Ben Simmons.
Hold on.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, he's got a point. He's got a bit of a point.
What were you doing on Christmas Day last year? What were you doing on Christmas Day last year?
Watching the Clippers and the Lakers.
I think it was before that or after that.
It was probably before.
It was before. What did 76ers do to Milwaukee that day?
Did they win?
Of course they beat them.
All right, let me tell you why.
The blueprint is there. The blueprint is there.
The thing is, everyone could say one game. That's perfectly fine. Yeah?
But I'm just saying we've got the blueprint to beat them there already. So what are you talking about? You're saying we can't. We can win.
Let me get to my point. Because when the playoffs come, different things happen. Teams change the way in which they defend.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is going to be given free reign to take as many jump shots that he will not take. Giannis will also get the same thing, except he'll take the shots and he'll make some of them.
Yeah,
Joel Embiid's probably going to be out on the perimeter shooting threes that he shouldn't be shooting. These are all things that are a problem. My main point is that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, they can't coexist anymore. And the thing is, I used to think that they could do it. Like having a big point guard playing with a massive center, and they're both skilled, they can both do this and that. But the issue is that they occupy the exact same space on the court. You can't have that.
No, that's true.
You can't have that.
The problem is the surrounding cast, not the them two. If you had shooters around them, it would be fine. Because last season it worked. You know it worked last season. A wonder shot by Kawhi beat.
I think one of the things, which really destroyed this last season is that. So all season, Ben Simmons was doing what he was doing. And I remember Jim was doing on a podcast, on RodReacts podcast. They were doing what they were doing. Ben Simmons was doing what he's doing. It was going well. Playoffs come now. Now you want Jimmy Brown on the ball more because Brett Brown decided right before the playoffs that it should happen. That's good. That's messed up Simmons' flow already. And Simmons is going to question it. Even Butler himself was questioning it. Why would we play one way all year to change it now? In theory, it may seem like a good thing to do because teams won't expect it. But in reality, it did not go that way. They should have played their game and let Jimmy be the closer. On top of that, the Sixers as well, the front office. How can you say to a man, if you can control Jimmy, we'll keep him on? You've lost him. What grown man wants to be controlled?
I 100% agree with you. There's no way they were going to keep him, but I don't think they should have tried to keep him anyway. Like, I feel like I don't think Philly would be any better than they are now with Jimmy Butler. Because their issues are more. Like if you had Tobias Harris or Jimmy Butler, bear in mind last year they could have re-signed both of them.
Yeah, no, but I think Jimmy Butler didn't want to come back. I don't think it was a Philly trip.
Because he knows the organization, like the head coach is a mess, like, and they're not going to fire him anytime soon. Doesn't make sense. But I don't feel like Philly would be better. I don't feel like Philly would be better with Jimmy Butler instead of Tobias Harris. I think they would still have the same problems.
I think Horford. It did seem good, but I would have, because if Horford was out and you put Tobias Harris there. And obviously
Tobias Harris is a good four.
More spacious, and on top of that, you can give Tobias more touches.
Tobias struggled at the four last year, man. Even you, Andre, admit watching them, Tobias struggled at the four.
No, but I think we're just finding a rhythm, man. The thing is, Tobias was doing what we needed Tobias to do. He didn't need to do anything more than that last year, so I wasn't disappointed in him.
The thing is,
there's only enough balls to go around.
That's the problem. There's too many guys who are ball dominant on that team that were there last year, which is why it wouldn't have worked. Because bear in mind, Tobias Harris came from us and went to you. So and the guy was, in my opinion, he should have been an all-star last year. Was it last year? Whenever we traded him to you guys, I think it was last year or the year before.
2018.
Yeah, he was averaging like mid 20s as well, and we were rocking. Like we were actually a good team.
He's a scorer, man. He's a good scorer.
But
he's like a Melo type player.
Yeah, but you can't. I don't think he fits in. He doesn't fit in with what Ben Simmons and Joe Embiid do as much. Like he'll work for now. Don't get me wrong, but it's only a matter of time. I say give it like maybe one more playoff run, and then you need to trade. And the thing is, I'm trading Embiid, not Simmons. Because Embiid has 5 more years of competitive basketball in him before his body breaks down.
Because he still doesn't take care of himself as well as he could.
He should, yeah.
No.
He was moving mad in the playoffs.
He was eating burgers before the game.
Nah. So Doddy wasn't taking his. You know, it's because he's African, so he thinks he can do it all. Yeah, so he's not wise. That's the thing.
Nah,
that's not it.
Nah, but I don't know if I would trade Embiid though, man. Because right now in 2020, Embiid is the better player, hands down.
With what's better if Embiid was gone, Horford moved up to the 5, and things become more switched because now you've got.
And this is the thing.
Yeah,
you can replace what Embiid, not exactly replace, but you can kind of substitute what Embiid does by moving Horford to the 5. Because Andre, me and you have spoken about this before. The games when Embiid wasn't playing and Ben Simmons had free reign to do his thing, he went off.
Yeah.
He went off. I think one of those games he went off. Like
he was putting up points.
If you traded Embiid to Portland for CJ McCollum, maybe, or you need a shooter. Is my Bradley Beal? If you could trade Embiid to Washington for Bradley Beal, I'd take that offer every day. I would take that offer every day if I'm Philly.
That's not a bad thing. Do you know what the thing is? I was looking for that trade. There was rumors last year before Ben Simmons to go to Golden State, and we get D'Angelo Russell. I would have taken that as well. I like that, man. I like that, man.
You don't want that. You don't want.
I like D'Lo, man.
He's cool. He's cool, but I'm telling you, Ben Simmons, even without a drop shot, he's better than D'Angelo Russell.
But we know that. But it's not about who's better or who's worse. Because if we trade Embiid, we're not getting a player who's equally as good as Embiid. We know we're not getting a player who's equally as good as Embiid. It's about getting a player who fits better in the system. You've got 5 years. 5 years of Embiid, I promise you. I'm not touch wood. It does. That's 5 potential chips, though, bro.
It's not though. LeBron might last longer in the league than Embiid. Like, as in this stretch now. From now onwards.
No, don't be silly. Rodney. How can you say a 34-year-old, 33-year-old guy is going to last longer than his 20? Embiid is like 24, 25. How can you?
No, I promise you, LeBron will play basketball at 40 years old. I promise you that.
But then let him play. Embiid,
Vince can do it.
No, and he'll be good.
LeBron's better. He's in better shape than Vince.
How can you look at? Oh my goodness! Look at what's it called? Derrick Rose. Yeah, Derrick Rose is literally was falling apart, relying on athleticism. What athleticism does Embiid rely on? Fam, don't please.
Are you joking me?
No, he doesn't rely on athleticism. He doesn't rely on athleticism.
He does. No, he does.
But he's always broken.
He's an athletic big. Don't get me wrong. He's an athletic big for his size, but he doesn't rely on athleticism. He doesn't.
Bro, he can barely stay on the court now. 5 years, you think, like, come on, man.
Obviously, his injuries are a concern.
When this contract of Embiid is up, I think people will very much be like hesitant to give him another one. Very, very hesitant to give him another one.
We'll see.
I'll be hesitant as well.
But I think for me, I don't know who I would trade right now. I can see trading and building around Ben Simmons, but I feel like Ben Simmons is a massive if. We know what Embiid is going to give you. We know that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So,
Ben stops messing around in Calabasas. Gets to the free throw line. Starts working on them jump shots.
No, we ain't talking about his personal life here. We're talking about basketball, bro.
It must take a toll on his jump.
It really bothers me.
Honestly.
It really does bother me. It really does. Because you know what? Yeah, when we saw a glimpse of Simmons shooting, it wasn't like spot up shooting. It was serious. In that run, he was given work. Fame.
Did you see him that dropped one of the best 3-pointers of all time?
Pardon?
This clutch 3-pointer he scored against the Knicks. It was like, do you see that? His first only 3-pointer in the league. Clutch, bro, clutch. Remind me of Ray Allen, bro.
Oh,
wow.
Lord.
You can tell he's been watching his tape.
Did Stephen ever say he'd say that was blasphemous?
I'm playing.
It's egregious.
I'm playing.
Look, check it, and I don't need motivation. Me, I had that when I was stuck up in the station.